The Trevor Jackson Podcast.
What's poppin' with y'all? What's poppin' with y'all on this Thanksgiving night? You know, I seen a lot of people reacting to what Juelz Santana had to say on the No Funny-ish show, the YouTube show. And a lot of people was, speaking a little maliciously about Juelz Santana. I just want to make the youth aware of something. That's all I come to do. Reading is important. Reading is necessary. Reading is something that should be prioritized. We're going to get into the topic of discussion, but I want to first say that on the show, let me not just say what he say on the show. Let me play the clip.
His voice on some G shit though, we gotta start teaching our kids though just financial wealth and literacy and all that shit early, because by the time they get to ninth grade, they should be just learning how to start businesses and how to. But they don't really need to know how to read.
Wait, stop.
I ain't gonna say that. I say that respectfully. I'm not saying that in a way to be literate, because you're not supposed to be illiterate, but you can.
What's more important, reading or math?
Math.
Told you.
Math. I think you could listen to a book on YouTube. You can still obtain the information. And you don't have to know how to read. That's not reading and understanding. I believe common sense is better than everything. I'm a common sense nigga. I'd rather have zero book smarts and common sense, be able to read the room, be able to read life, be able to read people. I try to understand people, you know what I'm saying? Like, nowadays, you can listen to a book. I just listen to the 48 Laws of Power, not to.
You gotta read your contract, Elves.
You don't have to understand. You can listen to that too. They got apps you can put it in and it'll read it to you. Are you crazy?
He told the brother, are you crazy? They got apps. You don't have to know how to read. Who was Lil Buddy with the bandana on beside him co-signing everything he said? Like, them are the people that I run from in life. A lot of individuals are mad at me or whatever in life because the co-sign nigga I ran away from. I ran towards the person that disagreed with me so I could learn something. But I want to say something. Financial literacy is literally the ability to read and write. Literacy, the definition of it is the ability to read and write. But he said you don't need to know how to read a book. I understand that it's multiple ways of learning. Some people learn better by hearing, seeing, touching, tasting, smelling. It's multiple ways of learning. But sometimes people don't need to get on these microphones and spew certain things. YouTube, Instagram, X has gave a voice to a lot of individuals that's just saying crazy stuff on the microphone. One thing I want to say about Juelz Santana, at one point in time, and it's sad that he said this also, because I viewed him to be a lyricist, as a person that had the ability to put words together in a great way, in an immaculate way. He's a hell of an artist. But I want to say something. If you don't evolve in life, the world will pass you by. Because now the people who was fans of Juelz Santana and gravitated to that music and the way that he put words together has evolved. And now he's spewing foolishness. They need to learn financial literacy. He put the word literacy at the end of it to make it sound like something educational, when the definition of literacy is the ability to read and write. How many people are looking forward to new music from Juelz Santana when he's on podcasts saying stuff like this? Juelz Santana, I don't want to bash him. I don't want to speak negatively about him. That's not me, and that's not what I do on my platform. But I just come to tell people that, reading is fundamental. Reading is necessary. It's just something that has to you have to prioritize. I come late to reading myself. You know, I was a dude that was in the street running around acting bad, thinking that making money and doing things to get the money was going to make me look smart, was going to make me smart. But reading, to be honest with you, it is the foundation to education. You know, I want to play something else that was said because I don't want to, you know, that ain't who I am. He said something about his previous drug use. You know, we seen Juelz Santana when his teeth was falling out. We seen him, you know, get caught with the gun in the airport and all that old type of time. You know, his decision making, like your reading can help your decision making also, and you won't be getting caught up in foolish things, forgetting and not being able to react to certain things. But you know, he said something that I feel like is relevant and the youth need to hear from this podcast. And I'm gonna play the clip and I'm gonna give y'all my take on that.
You're a person that we seen have his ups and downs with, you know, substance abuse and everything.
Yeah, hell yeah.
These youngins, we see them in rap, in real life.
Yeah.
How important is for them to catch their vices early, bro?
Early. Listen. Get off the rabbit wheel before it starts spinning too fast. You hear me? That shit's a rabbit wheel. You know, we didn't see. One thing I could say is we didn't know what we was doing. You know, when I first got my first cup, it was just Texas tea. It came in a Snapple bottle. I didn't even know medication was in it, let alone opioids, let alone knowing what opioids is now. Like, I mean, it's dope. Just for those of y'all don't know it, it's, you know what I mean?
Please tell them.
That's a cup of smack. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. You know what I'm saying? I did it. I have everybody got theirs. So, but yeah, you know, at that time I didn't know. And, you know, that game's so fucked up now that now they got that fentanyl shit in it. So it's like, we really got to be careful. Like, these kids could go out one night, you know what I'm saying, and just get hit with something like, yo, it take this to have fun. And it's like, they be out of here. So it's like, I got kids, you know what I'm saying? I definitely want to protect her. So I definitely think we was kind of tricked with that one, you know what I'm saying? But just you know, promoting that shit like it was, because like I said, nobody could have told a nigga certain drugs to do. You know what I mean? We just knew better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's like, you go to these doctors, they do one, you know what I'm saying? The next thing you know, and then it's like, you know what you be doing. You know what I'm saying?
I think I heard you say on another platform, it was just where you was at that time, your environment being down south.
Yeah, when I got introduced to the drink, but I kicked the drink a while ago. I've been kicked the drink, but you know, I had an issue even with perks. And I got introduced to that through just getting my teeth done. You know what I'm saying? Like literally going to the dentist.
You know, the substance abuse conversation is kind of crazy because we see a lot of people get addicted to things that they be subscribed when they go to the dentist or go to, you know, a pharmaceutical place because of certain pains and ailments that they had. But the lean thing and the you know, the Percocets, the Xanaxes, I remember a time, the X pills and all of that old type of stuff. I remember that time in that era in the early 2000s, like 2005 through 2010, around that time. And I was seeing a lot of cool brothers that, you know, I thought was educated and I thought they was cool and they was going down a path of substance abuse. Because growing up in the hood at one time, it was just people drinking Hennessy and smoking weed. And then all of these other things got implemented. And we see brothers like Juelz Santana, teeth falling out. All of that sugar and that lean, you know, is rotting your gums away and eating your teeth away. And now we see this fentanyl thing going crazy. And I wanted to do a show about Future's brother Casino getting jammed up in Georgia with all of that fentanyl and stuff. But, you know, I'm not a crime podcast. I'm not a podcast that talk about jail and judge sentencing and all of that old type of stuff, because that's not of my interest. Only elevating and speaking highly of people and talking about their creativity. That's my type of thing, though. But I want to salute Juelz Santana for talking about drug use, and I want to tell people, man, get off of that stuff, because I don't want to see you lose your life based upon, you know, certain certain things and buying weed in the street. It's people in my hometown and places in the South that I see they buying street weed and they dying because fentanyl is in it. The person who sold it to you might not even know that the person who sold it to him and the person who sold it to them implemented fentanyl in it. So you got to protect yourself, man, and go get you a book. For real, life is meant to be evolving, and you don't want to get stagnant in ways that people are surpassing you because they know how to conduct themselves. They know how to formulate a sentence, and they know how to react to certain things that you didn't take the time to educate yourself on. They say if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book. Audio books is cool, but flipping through them pages is something different. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to my show, man. Peace, love, plenty, abundance. Make sure you go get you some money, and I'm gone. Chill.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.